Okay, guys. Plan A was that I was there with you in person. Plan B was that I Zoom. And if you're seeing this, we've moved on to Plan C. And that's because I'm pretty sure one of my sons has COVID, and so I have to get him tested in the morning. But either way, I'm coming back to you on Thursday because I am starting to feel much, much better. So, just to kind of look at today, I know that you might still be a little bit confused on metric conversions. That's okay. Um, don't stress. We'll go back to that. Then we're going to do the notes on dimensional analysis together. And then you're going to have some practice problems. I'm going to provide the key, and Mr. Withers has a key with the work to kind of help you get through this. So, really, it's a review from math and chemistry. We're not learning anything new. So, I'm hoping you're not struggling too much. You need to have your notes from, whoops, what just happened? You need to have the notes that you got, these notes that you got on Friday, a calculator, and a pencil. Okay, this week, some fun things at school. Thursday's the first STUCO meeting. You'll hear me plug STUCO a lot. It's in the morning or in the afternoon in my room. Friday's senior sunrise, coffee, donuts, games, and prizes, 6:30 on the practice field. And then we also have Meet the Lions Friday night. So I hope that you'll be going to those things. All right, we are going to do a little warm up. Okay, this isn't on your paper. So let's see. Common thing that you see for converting is bytes. And we also have terabytes, which isn't even on your list. But if we have a 128 gigabyte hard drive here, little flash drive, okay, how are we going to figure out how many bytes that is? Well, if we look back at your chart, we have what? 10 to the ninth bytes is equal to 1 gigabyte. Now, if this just 10 to the ninth by itself is confusing you, think of it like this. 1 times 10 to the ninth. Okay, so if we put that in scientific notation, it would have 9 zeros after it. All right, so if we want to convert or figure out how many bytes are in this flash drive, okay, here's what we're going to do. We have 128 gigabytes. Okay, 1 gigabyte equals 1 times 10 to the ninth bytes. Remember, you from dimensional analysis, you multiply across the top, divide across the bottom. This is real simple. The bottom's 1. Not a big deal. Okay? So this ends up being 1280. We need to move 9 spots. So I think, there we go. That's how many bytes we have. Okay? All right. Let's move on from the metric conversions and start looking at dimensional analysis. You did this a lot in chemistry. I think the physics one we do is easier because it actually probably applies more to your real life. But when we're doing dimensional analysis, okay, we're going to be converting from metric to non-metric units a lot. All right, that's the frustrating thing about science in America, is that we don't use a metric system. So while the rest of the world uses kilometers, we use miles. And so our big one that we're going to be converting with the most is going to be miles to kilometers, because we're always going to see meters per second, and we're going to want that in miles per hour so that you can actually understand how fast something's going. Units are canceled out. So if you remember, if we look at this practice problem you have, and don't worry, we'll go to this in just a second. 5 seconds is how many years? Okay, remember from chemistry, what's on the top needs to go on the bottom because we want to cancel it out. And then everything here needs to be a conversion factor, meaning they equal each other. 1 minute, 60 seconds. 1 hour, 60 minutes. 1 day, 24 hours. Okay, so we start filling them in. This first part, really this is over 1, right? Because we'll do double dimensional analysis in a little bit. But how many seconds are in a minute? 60 seconds, 1 minute. Okay, seconds cancels out. 60 minutes, 1 hour. Minutes cancels. 24 hours, 1 day. Okay, hours cancels. 365 days, 1 year. Okay, days cancels. And I'm left with what I want my answer to be in on the top. Okay, everything else is canceled out except for what I want my answer to be. So we multiply across the top. 5 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 divided by 60 divided by 60 divided by 24 divided by 365. And let me pause this. Oh, found it. You know, I didn't even do the math on that, but you can. I imagine it's a very, very, very small number, and your calculator probably gave it to you in scientific notation. Okay? I'll give you a minute. These are some common conversions. Now, one thing that I want you to notice. People are always tempted to say 1 year equals 12 months. Well, then we get into the problem of months having different number of days. So you're always going to go 1 year is 365 days. You skip the whole month thing. Now, you could do 1 hour is 60 minutes, okay, and 1 minute is 60 seconds. I use 3,600 seconds because when I end up doing dimensional analysis the long way, 60 times 60 is 3,600. But if you put in that extra little step, that's all right too. Okay, let's put this in 1,000 meters. Okay, that's 10 to the third is 1 kilometer. All right. Take a second to copy that. Mr. Withers, pause it if you need to. And let's do practice number 1 together. Your European hairdresser wants to cut your hair 8 centimeters shorter. How many inches shorter will your hair be? So let's start with what they give us in the problem. Okay, 8 centimeters. Because I have centimeters here, I need to have centimeters here. Do you have a conversion to go straight from centimeters to inches? Yes. All right, I don't know, in chemistry sometimes you think the ones always have to be on top or ones always on the bottom. No, it doesn't matter. You don't have to stick to that the whole way through. So we're going to do 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. Okay, 8 divided by 2.54 gives me this answer, 3.11 inches. All right, centimeters canceled. We were left with just what we wanted our answer in on the top. Okay, next question. The Texans need 550 centimeters for a first down. Man, you can tell this is like over a year old, maybe 2. Texans aren't doing so great anymore, are they? Okay, the Texans need 550 centimeters for a first down. How many yards is this? All right, what do we have? Let's start with our 550 centimeters. Okay, we want to get from centimeters to yards. Do you have a conversion factor that gets you from centimeters to yards? Not right away. Okay, we're going to need to go to inches. 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. Okay, now where do we go? Okay, there is feet and yards. We can get from inches to feet, so we have 12 inches is 1 foot. And then 3 feet is 1 yard. It is so hard to teach when I can't see if y'all are understanding this. I'm sure that you are. I hope that you are. But we're just going to go with it. All right, so 550 times 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to 1, divided by 2.54, divided by 12, divided by 3. Okay, calculate that. Am I left with only the conversion factor I want on top? Yes. The answer is 6 yards. All right, now let's apply this to real life. Your mom gives you 20 bucks, you need to get gas. Okay? Oh man, yeah, this is old. Gas is now maybe like $2 a gallon. I'm actually not sure. I don't put gas in my car, but I think it's around that. I could be totally off though. All right, so I'm going to do this one with you, and then you're going to do the next one. So if I have $20, how many gallons of gas can I get? Okay, take the physics and dimensional analysis out of it, and this is easy. You have 20 bucks, you divide it by $3.35. That's how many gallons you can get. All right, so let's do it the physics way and complicate it a little bit, and I'll show you how you do that with dimensional analysis. $20, okay? $3.35 is going to get me 1 gallon. All right, so how many gallons can I get? 5.97 gallons. Remember that for the next problem. Okay, so you can get roughly 6 gallons on your $20. Okay, now you'd try this. Remember, we're at 5.97 gallons. What if you wanted to know not how many gallons you could get, but how far you could drive? If you get 24 miles to 1 gallon. Okay? Try this one on your own. Mr. Withers, pause it and give him a second. All right. Did you get 143.28 miles? All right, with my 5.97 gallons, I know that my car gets 1 gallon gives me 24 miles. Okay, 5.97 times 24, 143.28. All right, miles. Now notice I'm writing miles out. We're going to have so many M's in this class. We're going to have M, which we'll only use the little m for meters, but we're going to have minutes, miles. Okay, so these get spelled out because the science little m is meters. All right, next one, number 5. Take it a step further. You have a $20 bill. You need to get gas. Gas costs $3.35 a gallon. You get 24 miles a gallon. Okay, we already know all that. You drive 7.1 miles a day. How many weeks will you be able to drive on your $20? So, remember from the last one, we have 143.28 miles on our 20 bucks. Okay, so if I wanted to do it all out from the beginning, I would do my $20. Okay, you've already done this part. Times $3.35 for 1 gallon. Times 1 gallon, 24 miles. Now I do want you to notice something. See how we don't have to have the ones always on the top or always on the bottom? Okay, 7.1 miles in 1 day, 7 days in 1 week. Okay, we're asked how many weeks. So, can I cancel everything out? And I'm left with weeks on the top. Money, money, gallons, gallons, miles, miles, day, day. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to multiply. 20 times 24 times 1 times 1 times 1. Divided by 3.35 times 1 times 7.1 times 7. What do we get? 2.88 weeks on $20. Hey, you're probably even able to do more than that because gas is not $3.35. Okay, last one together. We're going to hold off on the double dimensional analysis till tomorrow. All right, number 6. Peter Piper picked 83 pecks of pickled peppers. How many barrels is this? Well, at first glance, you're like, I have no idea because I don't have all the information I need, okay? You don't have all your conversion factors. You need this info down here. A peck equals 8 quarts. A bushel is 4 pecks, or 32 quarts, and a barrel is 105 quarts. Okay, so we can figure out barrels pretty easy. All right, we're going to start with 83 pecks. Okay, where do we go next? 1 peck is 8 quarts. And then, or you could do 4 pecks is a bushel, but that's not going to help you get anywhere because we're not asked about bushels. Down here we're asked about barrels. Okay, and then 105 quarts is 1 barrel. All right, 83 times 8 divided by 105. We get 6.3 barrels. Okay, now, you see that little bottom part, double dimensional analysis? We're going to skip this part for right now. You're going to try the math practice problems, except for you're not going to do number 15, that's double dimensional analysis. You're going to practice this one first, and then we're going to check in together tomorrow. Make sure you've turned in your All About Me, that you email questions, that you ask Mr. Withers, and that you're understanding this. Even though I'm absent, I'll be back on Thursday, and we'll have a test over this pretty soon. Okay? So, I'll talk to you really soon. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy Monday. Every Monday is a new chance. So, I hope you have a great week.